Hey guys, how are you going today? Hope you're having a great week. I thought I would have a quick chat today and just give you some of my tips and experience and working with other hairstylists and makeup artists. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Before I get into everything, I'm going to talk to you about my free masterclass coming up next week, which you'll see there's some links up above here on my Facebook page. You'll see the details of it there, and you guys can go and check that out and sign up for it. I'll talk to you a bit about that at the end. But for those of you who are meeting me for the first time, my name is Dawn Rose. I am by day a hairstylist and makeup artist, a bridal specialist, and by night I try and help other hair and makeup artists start and grow their businesses in hair and makeup, but using this wonderful world that is the wedding industry to help you guys attract new brides, retain brides as clients, even though brides get married once, and then start creating that consistent income that we're all looking for in our hair and makeup business. So today I wanted to just share with you some insights into working with other stylists, so whether that being that you hire them or you team up with them, and just sort of give you a few I guess tips and just share my experiences with you from doing that. Now I've been obviously in the bridal industry for quite a long time, so I've worked with lots of different hairstylists and makeup artists, and there did come a point in my business where I knew that if I wanted to book bigger clients, if I wanted to book bigger bridal parties, then I was going to need more stylists to come with me, because, you know, being only one person, you can only do so much. So I did actually do an ad which loads of people applied for, but I was really selective in what I wanted. So the first thing I want to say is that if you're not really sure of the people that, you know, you're not really sure of, or you don't really know many other colleagues like stylists and makeup artists. So say you're independent and you're working for yourself, you're a business owner, you're working for yourself, maybe you're working from home. If you don't really know any other hairstylists and makeup artists, you can put out an ad on any of your kind of local job sites, which is a really good way of getting probably a large pool of people, but be very specific about the types of experience that you need from them. I've done it where I've looked for really experienced people that I know that I can just send them onto a booking and they can go ahead and do that even if I was there or if I wasn't there. And I've also done it where I've looked at hiring just or contracting some actually newly qualified makeup artists and hairstylists that have just come out of beauty school, because they have some really fresh takes on things, and I really like that. And you can then kind of use them as a little bit like an apprentice, or you can just basically say, I really need just a junior stylist to help me, and the kind of benefits of that is that they get to learn from you being, you know, the sort of seniority in that situation. They get to learn all about bridal from you, and then you also then get your help that you need. So you really need to identify your area, whether it is something where you're thinking, well, actually I don't really want to I'm going to say you're just a makeup artist, and you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't really want to now start doing hair and makeup, but I'd love to do more makeup bookings. I'd like to book, rather than having 4 or 5 in a bridal party, I would love to start picking up, you know, those 8, 9, 10, 12 people in a booking at one time. But in order to do that, obviously you can't have, you know, 12 hours of doing hair and makeup. So at some point you're going to have to look at hiring like an assistant, which is probably the best way to go about it. So really, first of all, identify your needs. Do you want to do hair and makeup? Then in which case you might want to team up with somebody that does the opposite to what you do. Or is it really that you just want to book bigger bridal parties, and therefore you really only need a second person? Maybe you do want a fully qualified makeup artist that does have experience, that can do their own they can do a full face of makeup from start to finish, say, then you need to think about how you're going to pay them. And I thought I might touch on that today as well. So first of all, define what it is that you want. And then if it is that you want to bring on board with you another makeup artist, or say you've decided now that you want to try and offer hair and makeup as a package because you're finding that people are always asking, you know, oh, do you do hair, or do you know somebody that does hair? You've then got to define whether you team up with someone and you do like, you have reciprocation. So that person is going to book you on their bookings, or and then you're going to book them on your bookings, or are you going to be the business owner and they're going to be like the freelancer? So you're going to hire a freelancer just to work with you. Maybe you've got 2 or 3 different people that you use, and you're going to hire them on to work with you. And if that's the case, you need to be very, very very diligent about what you're going to be paying them, okay? Because we need to be fair when we're paying them a fee, but remember that unless they are bringing you brides and you're doing the reciprocation thing, so there's 2 parts to the reciprocation. So one, that, you know, they have their business, you have your business, and you guys probably get an equal amount of brides that come to you. And you're going to say, okay, well, every time I get a bride, I'll offer it to you. And every time I get a bride, I'm going to offer it to you. So that's kind of like that whole 50-50 thing. And we'll say, well, you know, I'll just pay you your fees and you just pay me my fees. And then that's how we're going to do it. But we're always going to work together. The kind of problem with that is when it does come to the fact of it not being 50-50. So say, for example, they said they're going to book you on their bookings, but they're not really getting as many bookings as what you are, and they're mostly coming through you. Then you've got to think about it being your business, you know, your marketing and advertising. It's your reputation. They're kind of your brides. It's your emails. You know, it's all your hard work and it's all your time that you're putting into it. And you're not actually getting the reciprocation from that other person. In which case, you might want to think about, if you still want to work together, that you do something 50-50. So maybe you share a website, maybe you share the cost of advertising, maybe you share the cost of marketing. Now, that being said, that comes with obviously other things like laws and not being a sole trader. So you really need to look into that. My personal advice would be to stay as your own entity, and then contract other stylists to work with you. If you feel like your stylists have different levels of seniority or experience and you want to offer that level, then you can absolutely split up your payments. You can split that into, you know, your levels of seniority, but definitely when you're working with another hairstylist, another makeup artist, you need to think about that this is your business. This is your business, your booking, your time, your effort, your bride. And then what you need to do is adjust what you're going to pay the freelancer, the other stylist that you're contracting on. And I really suggest that it's somewhere between $10 to $20 less than what you're charging the bride. So you are always making a profit, even though they're doing the work. So, but this is not really trying to do the artist out of money. It's not about that, and it's not about you saying to them, okay, well, how much do you charge? All right, you charge $70 a face. Okay, well, I'll charge the bride $90. You need to stick with your prices. Still be charging what you feel like you're worth and what you feel like your audience and your target market, your ideal brides will actually pay you. And then you tell the stylist, well, this is how much I will pay you. And I had a chat with one of my hairdressers that I work with last year about this, and she said to me, 80-20 split, it works well. Yeah, it does, Tina, doesn't it? Hi, Tina, how are you, Dal? It does work really well, and I just feel like, as well, I was having a chat with one of the hairdressers I know, and she said to me, well, you know, what do you want me to pay you for this booking? And I said, no, that's not how you do it. This is your business. You tell me what you'll pay me as a makeup artist. And I can always say no. At the end of the day, if I feel like, if your contractor, if your other stylist feels like that they can get work for themselves for their price, which could, I mean, it could be the same as what you're paying, it could be more, could be less. But if they feel like that they want to say no, then that's their prerogative to say, oh, actually, no, you know, that's a little bit too cheap for me. And perhaps they're thinking to themselves, I know I'm going to get bookings because, you know, I get bookings. But most of the time, it's not about what you can pay them, what their fees and charges are. This is your business. You need to pay. If you're charging the bride $100 for makeup, then you should be paying the makeup artist to come on, say $80, just as an example. And my suggestion there is to have a set fee. So you should be quite transparent, I think, with what you're charging your brides. I always had my prices on my website so that anyone could see how much I'm charging. You know, I didn't care that my other stylists knew what I charged my brides. That's my prerogative to charge what I want to and what I feel like the market can tolerate in my area. But the reasons why, you know, I paid them less than what I was charging the bride was because this is my business. This is all my effort, my time, my marketing materials. So it's really important that you think about that when you are looking at either working with or teaming up with other people. I think it's important not to say how much do you charge or how much do you want me to pay you. It's this is what I will pay you if you work for me. Do some kind of an agreement, have some kind of list. And as I said, and if you've got tiers for, say you're in a salon, you've got a few more senior stylists and a few more junior stylists, you know, and if you want to tier your prices, you absolutely can. Maybe if you tier your prices to your brides, because you tier your prices to your stylists and vice versa, that's totally cool. But definitely think about the fact that this is your business. And I know that I was speaking to one of the girls in our group about this same situation. She said that she has always been paying the makeup artist that she's been working with the price that, you know, she wants to charge. And I said, well, that's, you know, she said, but now I'm feeling like I'm not really making any money by doing that. You know, you kind of might as well just be doing the hairdressing and not booking the makeup artist, because I'm not making a profit on, you know, that person every time they do it. I'm paying them exactly what I'm charging the bride. And yet, you know, you've sourced her and she's found her and she's been doing the marketing and she's been talking with the bride, but now she's paying the makeup artist exactly what she's charging the bride and she's making no money. And she was asking me as well then, how does she now go about kind of saying to the makeup artist, I'm going to have to charge you less, without kind of, I guess, kind of offending her and feeling like that she's worthless. But I said to this, my advice is look, tell her the situation, be completely upfront and honest and say that you are reviewing your prices, you're reviewing exactly what you're charging and then what you're paying the other stylists, and just to make sure that everybody is being paid exactly the same thing, that you're now going to be doing a set fee for anyone that works with you, and that you'll be sending it out in paper. If they're happy, they can sign it and return it to you, and if they're not happy, then that's their prerogative and you totally understand. I mean, I would be saying, look, I totally understand if that's not, say it was less and you're saying to them, I could totally understand that that's not as much as what I have been paying you, but basically going over my books and looking at things, I'm not making any profit, and obviously this is my business and I need to start making some money. So this is my fees, this is what I'm going to be paying you from now on. Is this okay with you? If you want to work with me, this is the way forward. And if it's not okay with them, then that's absolutely fine. No hard feelings, totally understand. So really think about that, guys. Really think about the fact of, is this going to be reciprocated? If you are going to team up with someone, maybe team up with them properly. I know a couple of makeup artists around here in Melbourne that have teamed up together and they've like formed their own business, and that's fantastic. And there's 2 makeup artists, so they can do, sometimes they're out doing separate bookings, you know, so that means that business is getting 2 weddings on a weekend. But I think they do everything 50-50 because they run a website together, they run the business together. Sometimes they go on the bookings together. So that's, you know, that's like running a 50-50 like partnership, yeah? But if you're going to be the business owner and you're going to contract other staff members, other people to come and work with you on your bookings, you need to be paying them less than what you're charging the brides, and it's up to you then to work out what that is. I also said to the stylist I was talking to that, you know, have a review of your fees too. Make sure that you're charging the right amount. Make sure you are charging enough to your brides. You know, make sure it's something that they can tolerate. Make sure that you are feeling like everything that they're paying you, you're definitely worth that price. Are you worth maybe a bit more even? So maybe you can not pay the stylists a little bit less, but maybe you have to look at upping your prices and charging a little bit more. Maybe your market can tolerate more. But definitely think about looking at your fees as a whole and having the percentage that you're charging your bride being different to what you're paying another stylist to work with you. Also, guys, think about travel fees. Now, I know that when I actually include travel with my bridal bookings. I don't charge because I pretty much have a very, very local client base. So I don't charge travel within like about 15 miles of where I live, roughly. And I don't generally charge for travel going to the city, which is just slightly outside of that. But when I go to the city, I have to pay parking, and I always charge the bride for parking. So you might want to look at, well, you know, if you're providing a hairstylist and a makeup artist, that you need to charge for 2 lots of parking. Now, if they were booking that separately, they'd probably have to do 2 sets of fees anyway. So don't think to yourself, oh, you know, I'm booking this as a package. I can only really charge, you know, 1 set of parking fees. That's not the case at all. Definitely charge per person. The way to save on that would be to say to your stylist to come with you, to maybe come along, and you know, you'll go in one car, and maybe that's what you'll agree with your stylist, and maybe you'll find with that with the makeup artist as well. You'll say, you know, come with me, we'll go together. That saves on parking fees, and then you don't need to charge your bride that. You can charge your bride 1 fee, and then that only comes to you. But maybe when you're looking at your fees, and you know, I feel like when you are charging your bride for extras, so for particular things like travel and parking, that should then flow on to your stylists within a certain range. Maybe you might say that all of the bookings that you're going to be paying them, it's, you know, $50 per face, including your travel. And that's fine. If they're agreeing to that, then that's fine. But then maybe you might say, but outside of, you know, 50K, I will, you know, negotiate a travel fee for you. That's fine to do that too, but just make it just really, really clear. Would you pay the stylist, makeup artist cash, direct deposit to their bank account, or check? Okay, so that's a really good question. No. So the way I do it now is I make sure that they have to invoice me because of tax reasons. So if you're being paid, I don't like to be paid cash on wedding day. I think that it's hard for a bride to pay you cash because they've got too many things to think about. So I actually don't like them to pay me cash now, because another reason is I've been burnt before, and the fact that I've turned up to a wedding day expecting for the bride to pay me, and they've gone, oh, I don't have any cash on me, and they're sort of running and scurrying around, and it's like, oh, I'll put some money in your account, and then it never comes. Okay, it never comes. So I never allow my brides to pay me cash on wedding day. There are some exceptions to that, but that all goes then down to making it written in my contract. So if a bride is really not happy to pay me, I like them to pay me about a week before. And if a bride is really, really unhappy and doesn't want to pay me a week before the wedding, then I will write into their contract that they can pay me a small amount on wedding day. And I guess that's kind of their way of having a retainer for me to make sure that I actually arrive there. But they would have to pay everything else in advance. Like they have to pay for their, you know, flowers and the venue and any kind of other fees. So I kind of feel like when it comes to a wedding, it's acceptable to ask for payment before, but I would ask the stylist after the wedding to then invoice you with the amount that you've agreed. So I always do like a per face. I always say, you know, 4 bridesmaids at $70 per face. So that's what, $280. Please invoice me for that amount, and it has the date of the wedding and everything on it with their tax number. We have a tax file number here in Australia. I like them to have their tax file number on there, and their ABN, which is our Australian business number. So, you know, get them to have their license number on their invoice as well. But no, I would never pay them. I'd never pay them cash or direct deposit unless they've emailed me. I would pay them direct deposit. So if they want to give me their bank details on their invoice, that's absolutely fine, and I will pay it, transfer it across from one to the other. But some of my stylists will ask me for cash, which is fine, but they have to bring their invoice with them when they see me on the day, and at the end of the day give me their invoice like in person, or they can email it to me. And then if the bride's paying me cash, or I've got cash on me, then I will pay them cash. But I like a paper trail, so having an invoice is really important as well. I think that's it, guys. So just a quick recap. Make sure that you define the reason why you need to work with someone else. Is it because you just want to do more bookings in the field that you're in, so in hair or in makeup, and you think that you may really need an assistant rather than an actual second stylist? Or is it definitely a second stylist you need? Maybe you do know someone that is really good and you work with them all the time. Maybe you need to look at this 50-50 thing. You team up together, you build a website together, you do your advertising all together, you've got a Facebook page together, and everything that you do, you split 50-50. Or maybe it is you're now thinking to yourself, no, you know what, this is my business. I like it as my business. This is all my work. I'm going to pay them a percentage of what I charge my brides, and that's completely acceptable. But this is not about, remember, saying to them, well, how much do you charge? Oh, I charge $70 per face. No. You're telling them what you will pay them. Okay, this is your business. If they don't like it, that's fine. There's lots of other probably makeup artists and hairstylists that you can work with. So just remember that it's your business, it's your brides, it's your reputation. So you know, it's your time that you're putting in. So think about those things, factor them in when you're thinking about working with other people. I should be back on towards the end of this week with another, with some more tips on building your bridal business. I have a free masterclass, guys. Now it is for those of you in the States, it's Monday evening. For my Aussies, you're welcome, doll. For my Aussies, it will be about around midday on the Tuesday. So it is a masterclass. I'm hoping that I can get on with my laptop and share my screen. We're going to do like a presentation. It's going to be like a webinar, but it's going to be free here with the power of Facebook Live. Now it will be literally just live. You have to turn up live and watch it, because there will be only a paid replay, so there will be no free replay. I will not be emailing it out, or not leave it on Facebook. So you guys need to turn up. You need to find me live at the times. If you click sign up or learn more, I think it is above, oh, I just lost you guys there. So if you click sign up above, or you go to the link above, you can sign up and you'll get my free email content suggestions as well. So go ahead, sign up for that, and I shall catch you guys at the end of the week. And yeah, this webinar is all about a secret to the endless supply of brides year after year. So I'm really looking forward to sharing my my secrets with you. And yeah, I shall see you guys later on in the week. Take care for now, everyone. Bye.